Hi, ladies. I'm going live just to talk a little bit about where I've been, what's been going on, what my 2026 is looking like. It's super late. I'm tired. But as you can see from my little heading, I am calling myself accountability coach. So when an idea strikes me, I have to be an example, be a model, and go forward and do the thing that hits me at the moment. So, because that's something that I want to encourage other women to do, something that I will encourage women to do. And I'll share more about that as the time gets closer. But if you are watching this for the first time, if you don't know who I am, my name is Shan. On this channel. It's being revamped, so I was talking a lot. See, you could tell it's been a while. I'm like, I don't even remember where I look. So you'll see me looking back and forth at camera and screen. Bear with me. Um, I had a whole podcast about for single women and healing and all the things that come along with that. And that's still very important to me. It's something I'm still doing the work behind the scenes. Um, Not something I talk about so much anymore. And I think that's just due to um, healing quietly, healing quietly, feeling like a little bit like a broken record, not a lot to share when there's not a lot of things happening and you're just healing in silence, healing behind the scenes. And so that's what I've been doing. But happy 2026, guys. 2026. I hope it's been good for you so far. We are about 10% of the way through, if you can believe it. Um, mine, my 2026 is going good. I would say it started off really well, and I'm just talking more spiritually. I was like reading my Bible every day, 2 chapters a day. That has been going very well for me. Um, it's kind of tapered off a little bit just because like things got really really hectic unexpectedly. um I'm now on medical leave from work, so if you I rolled up my sleeves so you guys could see what they did to me today. And that's something I want to share. I want to share my journey. I want to share my story. I'm talking more openly about having fibroids and trying to heal from them. And I feel like as soon as I started getting the courage to actually go out there and talk about it publicly, about the things was doing, am doing to heal from fibroids, I get a report from my doctor that I'm severely anemic because of the heavy bleeding every month. And because of that, I need to act quicker to get my fibroids out, which means the holistic things I was doing was creating a whole protocol. Actually, I should have put my stand store in the description. I'll have to go back and put that in. I had a stand store, which is basically a one-stop shop to get to all of my resources, and I only had one thing so far, but I created it. I was proud of it. Am proud of it. It's about 5 food foundations for women who are healing from fibroids. Um, just the things I've learned over the course of the year when I really started taking my healing journey and my fibroids seriously. Things like not eating dairy and going gluten free and other things I talk about in that free resource. I put it all on my stand store. And I also started writing about this on my Substack, just, really trying to help women heal. And it's like a plague, this thing. It's not easy. Fibroids are not easy, and I started writing about my journey. I believe my fibroids are connected to trauma, so I started writing about my journey of trying to heal trauma. and heal my fibroids. And then I get this news that actually you have like no red blood cells because, or they're severely low because of the heavy bleeding, and something needs to be done about it. And so I feel like I'm too far down. I don't know. Should I try to get something to move myself up a little bit? I have some books here. And so because of that, I have to take action more sooner than I planned to. So I look tired, but it's been a long day. So one of the things that I did today, I started my iron infusions. So that's what that's all about. She tried to go in here, couldn't get the needle in all the way, then went here on the side and it hurt. And I used to love, actually used to like needles as a kid. I don't know, weird, but I used to love needles as a kid. But that one hurt. I think it was the first one that has actually hurt me in my life. And this one hurt too a little bit. So um, got that done. I was nervous about going back home, what that would be like having to drive home so far. I got that done in out of state, and it was fine. God is with me, man. God is with me. He has shown me so much. He's with me this year, so it wasn't bad at all. But she did say that like actually after doing the iron infusions, you could feel tired, and so I was worried about that. Like, well, I get myself home, I'm gonna feel tired. It was God. God really got me home. It was great, and I think looking forward, I'm just continuing to trust God with my 2026. I didn't expect this. Like I said, I'm on medical leave. I'm getting things done for myself. I didn't expect to do this. I didn't expect my year to go this way right now, but um I feel good. I feel good about what's to come. Tomorrow I go to my other appointment to meet with my doctor, a new doctor, and we're going to discuss what are my options for the fibroids. And so I'm glad that relief will be coming. I like I said, I was in this for the long haul to heal naturally. I was going to develop a whole protocol and help other women heal from fibroids, but God had another plan for me, and so I'm going to take mine out in some sort of procedure, and we'll find out tomorrow what that procedure will be. So I'll come back and I'll update you guys. Um, what else is going on with me? I started reading this book while I was there, and that's something I also wanted to talk to you guys about. It's a book that I got 2 years ago, Overcoming Imposter Syndrome at Work. It's by Teen Zekas. And she particularly writes to Black women and helping us to get paid, helping us to do some work behind the scenes, mental work to overcome the things that are standing in the way to get what we need and what we want. And this was the time for me to read it. I got this book 2 years ago, but this was the time for me to read it because I'm not thinking about actual work or what I do for a living. I'm thinking about how I'm going to heal and do the work. Oh, wow. I put up curtains and yeah, that fell. Well, I'm not editing that out. Oh boy. What am I going to have to get? Maybe buy new hooks or something. I didn't even buy hooks. Maybe buy some hooks. I'll probably order that from Amazon. But healing, doing the work so that I can get what I need to start my life. It sounds weird to say. I was born in the last year of the 80s, and I still feel like I'm trying to reclaim and begin my life. Excuse me. Oh, wow. I ate a lot because that's another thing I'm working on. I'm like, yeah, we got to get this weight up, bro. I mean, I always been thin, nothing new. Trying to fight against my genetics, it's not easy. It's hard. It's not easy. But I'm like eating twice, trying to get this weight up. because I'm like, man, I want to be bigger, at least a little bit bigger. Like, I'm tall, so 30 pounds could do me really good. So I'm working on that. So excuse me there. I'm sorry. Um, yeah, I don't know what's going on in the live tonight. My curtains fell. I'm burping. Embarrassing. But it came to me that one thing I'm really good at is doing the work. And I doing the work and acting right away. So it's weird because I feel like, oh, I thought that that's just how the all the world operates. That, of course, if someone tells you or something becomes clear to you that you need to work on or something's not good, that like you're gonna want to fix that, right? Because you don't want to be and stay that person. You're gonna do the work. And it became clear to me that, like, no, actually 90, probably 95% of the people have no interest in doing the work and things getting better for them, growing from the inside out. I care about more what's inside than what's outside, definitely. And that made me realize that there's something here. You have something you can offer to the world. So I'm in I'm a part of a group. Is it a group? I guess it's called Exodus Summit. So it's for Black women who are working towards or are already living abroad. And it's not strictly just about living abroad, although Exodus Summit, it's about women exiting the US. Um, it's really a great place for community, a great place for support, a great place for growing and working on goals and just building community with like-minded women. And I have started doing like weekly accountability. Actually, I've been doing this since October, and I'm proud of me sticking with it every week. I haven't missed a week. Accountability groups, like meeting as a group for accountability. And it's been going really well. And this woman brought up, and this is where I'm like, wow, this is something that you totally have to offer the world. So I do this every Friday. It's free. You just have to be a Black woman working on something, working on a goal. I'm basing it off of this Exodus 2025 summit, but it could be, it's general as you want, any goal. So in last Friday's meeting, my friend, because I consider those girls my friends now, she says, she goes, I'm working on Finance February. Just kind of like this month, I focus on financial stuff. And I'm like, oh, Finance February, I like that. So in the same night, I didn't even close my computer. Our meeting ended at 7:00. And from 7 to almost midnight, I did Finance February. I took something I heard and I was like, yeah, that speaks to me. And I got like 6 things done. I balanced my budget. I researched retirement, like a supplemental retirement fund. I designated beneficiaries. I like came up with a whole plan of what I'm going to do when I get back from leave. I'm telling you. And I emailed the ladies who were at the meeting, and I was just like, just sharing my wins. And that same woman who less than 5 hours ago, told me about Finance February was like, you got more done in a night than I got done in a month already. Like, I can only hope to accomplish this in a month, and you got this done in a night. And I tell you, that has been ringing in my head. That has been ringing in my head. Like, what you do is not an anomaly, or I'm saying that wrong. What you do is an anomaly. Like, not many people get information, internalize it, turnkey it, do something with it, and see tangible results in less than a day. Not many people are doing that in a month. You did it in less than a day. And that just really made me realize, like, you might have something here. Okay? Like, overcome that imposter syndrome that makes you feel like, it's just whatever. It's what I do. And it's like, no, you have something here. Not many people do that. You have something that you can help women get there. You can help other people produce tangible results in their lives by acting on information. And you have little things you do that help you to get things done right away. And that's not just for Finance February. Like, as Finance February woke me up to it. Well, actually, her comment woke me up to it, because I would have did it and just been like, okay, well, staring at mounds of debt and money is okay, but yeah, just staring at a financial situation and okay. But it was like, no, you actually do something here. And this is something that can actually help other people. And that spoke to me. That woke me up a little bit. Her comment woke me up. Like, bro, you can be an accountability coach. You can help women and men eventually, but women meet their dreams, meet their goals in their life. You already built space for people who are trying to meet goals, right? But now you're not just making space for people to come together and share, did they meet a weekly goal or did they not? No, you actually can help people who don't just want to come and say, I created a goal and I didn't meet it, and here I am a month later still trying to do the same thing. But you can create space for people who want to progress, who want to make goals, who want to meet their goals, but aren't able to for whatever reason, because that's something that you're just naturally good at. And it wasn't until this woman pointed it out to me that I did more in the evening than she was able to accomplish in a month. You have something to offer the world. And that's why I'm going live, even though it's almost 11 p.m. And even though I have 0 people watching right now. On my long journey drive to Jersey, I've listened to Stephanie Perry's videos. If you don't know Stephanie Perry, she is a co-founder of Exodus Summit. And she created a space for women who, want to leave the country, want to live better lives, want to be in control of their life, which is really how I met her, through this concept of, you don't have to give your life to other people until you turn 65 and then hope to finally live for yourself. So that's where I always resonate with her, even though I'm not at the point of ready to leave the country or whatever the case may be. Who knows? I hope that timeline gets severely shortened and I will be at that place. But she always says, talk your talk. She always says that. And she gave an example in the video I was watching that if she never logged into YouTube and talked her talk every week, she would not be to the point of having 200,000 subscribers, a huge community of 26,000 Black women, not including their children and families and spouses and everything. How many people would not have benefited living a better life if she never got on YouTube almost 10 years ago? Or I don't know when. I know she left the country 10 years ago, but I think she might have started a YouTube like 4 years after that. So whenever. But if she had never got on YouTube and talked her talk, how many people would have been stuck and bound? How many people would have never gotten free? And so that also stuck with me. One, you have something to offer and you need to get out of your way and stop being imposter syndrome so that you can actually act on it. And two, talk your talk, talk your thing, because that is what's going to change your life. You have to talk your talk. And so I came on here and I created this video, and I'm going to try to make videos every day, even if I'm talking to zero. I'm going to talk my talk and I'll build my audience slowly but surely. But what matters is that I do it because I want a life that's in alignment with me. And that's something that I took away from this what I was reading, this chapter. She asked us to circle the values that are in alignment with who we are, the things that are valuable to us. And I circled a whole lot, and that's not even the first page, but I didn't know if I wanted to show my notes. But I circled a lot on here and a lot on the other pages. And she asked us to pick one. This is Teen Zekas, who I actually found out and met through Exodus Summit. So again, if Stephanie hadn't talked her talk and hadn't put her stuff out there in the world and hadn't created a community, then I would have never been able to join that community and find out about people who can help me and who are helping me today. So that's the model I keep in my head when there's zero watchers, when there's zero engagement, when my numbers are low for the time being, is that you continue to talk your talk. You are changing lives. You have something to offer the world. You got to stay out there so that the world can find you. But one of the things that Teen asked us to do is pick one of the values that we chose and write a couple of sentences about why that particular value is important. And also like do an exercise on pondering how often do you actually practice that value? Because if something's important to you, you would practice it. And what do I see? I circled a lot, so I just picked like one of the last ones, the ones that's been on my mind the most, actually, talking about Finance February. Wealth is an important value to me, especially as I get older, especially as I remove people from my life who never should have been there in the first place, or definitely should not have remained. People, excuse me, I think the food's coming up again. People provide a false sense of security. Just having people around make you feel like you'll be okay, that you're sufficient because you have someone to fall back on, even though those people were not really reliable in the first place. even though you were always the one people fell back on. And so you were the stoic, strong one and didn't have anybody to fall back on. It's they still provide a false sense of security. And now that I'm doing a better job in 2025 and 2026 of saying, no, I will not keep people around for the sake of keeping them around. Wealth is important so that I don't have to worry about not being self-sufficient and wondering who's going to come and fill in those gaps for me. Also, having wealth allows you to outsource your support, which is something I talk. Oh, it jumped. That's weird. Oh, maybe I'm leaning on it. Something I've talked about to single women, that when I had my podcast called Dear Single Women, which you can find on this channel, and you can also find it on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, because it was really good content there. I used to talk, excuse me, I used to talk about outsourcing your support and romancing your life, because you're, as a single woman, you can tend to live in a sense. You it did it again. That's weird. Okay, it's not me leaning on it. I don't know why I was doing that. Sorry, guys. As a single woman, it's easy to not view your needs as being important because it's just you. And I talked about this in one of my episodes. But definitely, one, we got to unthink that, relearn the right stuff. That's definitely one thing. But two, even if you know it, sometimes you still practically, you're like, well, it's just me. It's one income, kind of like scarcity. You like, I can spend this on paying the bill versus going to get a mani-pedi, because let's face it, nothing is $50 anymore. I remember the days when nothing was $20. Now it's like nothing is $50 anymore. You're not getting a mani-pedi for even if you don't do gel, nothing's $50 anymore. So struggling with the guilt of needing to romance your life so you don't feel like you're being punished for being single and having one income, but also needing to be responsible and care for yourself. And also, like I said, outsource your support, because as you cut toxic, narcissistic people out of your life, you get to a point where you feel like, well, I got to be careful because I'm just doing this all on my own now. Like, even if they weren't really your support, it still felt good to have people there. And then when it's really just you and the Lord, that's difficult because you don't see the physical people around you as a support system, even though, again, they really weren't. It's just something about being a temporal, sensorial human being. We see things, we see what's around us, and that speaks to our senses opposed to what we really actually know, right? So even if you have the money, it's easy to feel guilt over spending it on romancing your life. This also is in regards to people who are recovering from narcissistic abuse, childhood trauma, financial insecurity. All of those things play into this as well, which I'm dealing with all three. So you want to get to a point where you can romance your life without questioning it, thinking about it, second guessing it, or where you don't have to feel guilt over not having it, or feeling shame or lack of just not being able to do it, even if you know you want to. And so I realized I'm not living my value. If my value is wealth, one of my values is wealth and security and freedom and independence, because to me that's what it's a tool. Wealth is a tool. I don't want to be wealthy for wealthy's sake. It's a tool. So I don't have the tool and I'm not living my value then. And I wrote here not having money or even the money mindset, because even before you get money, there's a money mindset. And I said I embodied the exact opposite of wealth. I live, feel, breathe scarcity. I live, feel, and breathe scarcity, which is not my value. And that's true. I live, feel, and breathe scarcity. Before the money even comes, I'm not living in accordance with my value, because you can have a money mindset and a wealth mindset before it even arrives. Just like I'm not in a position of scarcity at the moment, but I live scarcity. I feel that almost every purchase. I live that, I feel that, I breathe that. And that's not my value. And so I'm doing the work. I'm doing the work to change it. And I'm realizing I can help other people do it too. So I'm going to create a membership for women who are looking for accountability, who are looking for support as they meet their goals. February is Finance February. So if I get it up in February, we'll work on some February goals and, guiding them and using my technique of acting immediately on information you receive. There'll be co-working sessions, things like that. It's going to help people meet their goals and transform their lives and not sit, even doing some imposter syndrome work. I think that would be good too. It's important to start there. Do this while you work on yourself and do this while you work on your goals, I should say. I think that's a good idea for a membership. So stay tuned for that. And I'm going to do it. And it will help people. And it's going to help me believe in myself. And it's going to help me do things that I know that I can do and not feel like I don't have anything to offer anybody. Because that's what my imposter syndrome is. My imposter syndrome is probably stems from, of course, everything childhood trauma. And this did make me a little emotional while I was getting my iron infusion. Just this idea that I have so much to offer the world, but I have to overcome the hurdle of even believing that anybody wants anything from me because of the childhood trauma that and the trauma after that too, right? People using me and spitting me out, people sucking me dry, but never actually making me feel like I was worth anything. It's weird, right? You suck me dry, so clearly I am worth something. But still simultaneously feeling like I have nothing to give, even though I'm giving it all. There's a lot to unpack there. There's a lot of work to be done. And it's coming full circle. 2026 was meant to be that for me. One of healing. I wanted to heal my fibroids, which I believe are connected to trauma, and healing that begins with healing that thing that makes me feel like I, as I am not enough, or that I'm only enough in one capacity. I only work if I'm a teacher and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. No, I don't, me just being here doesn't work, doesn't do anything, doesn't provide wealth. And those are things I have to overcome because it's not true. So that's me. That's where I've been. Like I said, tomorrow I'll go to my doctor's appointment. I'll try to figure out how to start blogging, especially with this month off. I need to go watch some YouTube videos because I'm not a blogger, but I could become one. I want to document my journey. I want to, like Stephanie said, just be there, be active, be present, talk your talk on the internet. That's all you can do. Talk your talk on the internet. And so I'm gonna talk my talk. And so I thank you for watching. Thank you for watching the replay. And I will see you next time. Check the description box. I have all my stuff in there. See you.